I was thinking, 50 years is a long time, right? So I looked up on the internet what was going on in the world 50 years ago, and 1963 was actually a very, very moving year in America. Remember Michael DeBakey, first artificial heart. Martin Luther King, 10 days before they got married, did the March on Washington. And Diane Sawyer was named Miss USA at the age of 17, so that's pretty important. Also, John Kennedy. I lived in Dallas for 15 years, and John Kennedy was shot in our town in November of 1963. So that was a pretty active time in the world when they got married 50 years ago. And I could do humor, but I wouldn't do it as well as Ed. So I'm going to just talk about some of the things I love about them so much and the positive traits and what they've meant to us. Dad specifically was there for every sports activity we had. He taught us so much in his dedication to his sport, what it meant to fight through pain and trial, and to be actually purposely selfish a little bit in moving towards a goal. And that taught me a lot about how I operate in business. He's very passionate about what he does, but he's also very selfless for his entire family. So it's a really interesting mix of very purposeful and very selfless at the same time. I haven't seen it in too many other men. Usually you get one or the other. Mom, of course, Mom was a professional nurse. We had two very tough pregnancies. Sigourney, my wife had preeclampsia with Sigourney. It was touch and go right to the end. Our second daughter had the cord wrapped around her neck 3 times, and she came early. And Mom was there. It was just wonderful to have someone who knew exactly what was going on and was able to calm us while we were going through that at that time. So they both were wonderful coaches to us in different ways as we grew up. And as the kids start to grow up, they were very sneaky in the way that they built that little A-frame house on a lake with a room with bunk beds for the kids to come all the time. About as sneaky as Mom was when a couple years into our marriage, she sent us bunk for diapers when we didn't have kids yet. I think to this day she doesn't admit she did that, but we did get those coupons. So that house that they live in, and hopefully a lot of y'all are able to come today, is a wonderful place to rest.